cameraman there, Ricky. You're a good cameraman for someone that squints all the time.
Oh, I'll do it for
Okay, let's focus. We only have about 30 minutes. So today is, what's the date?
November 1st, 2017.
Correct. And we are where?
CCDC
Las Vegas. Okay. So, hello world. This is live on YouTube right now. So, hello world. Today we're going to be talking about Kelly McGonigal, and her talk is called what, Ricky?
How to make your stress your friend.
Okay, how to make stress your friend. And what are the two questions we ask?
Was she persuasive? And was she a good promoter? Was she a good preventer?
Preventer?
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not sure. The rest of the world doesn't know. Was she a good what? Presenter. Was she a good presenter? Okay, so Somoli, was she a good presenter?
Yes.
Because
she
I felt.
I felt that stress helps me.
But what did you feel? That's what you think. How did you feel when you were watching this?
I feel good.
That sounds like a question.
Oh.
How did you feel? Okay, so why do we ask this question?
Because we're trying to think and not feel.
Okay, well, why do we ask the question?
To find out whether or not there was a good presenter.
No. Why do we ask the question?
To find the way we were feeling for video.
Yeah, because we are conditioned to not feel, we're conditioned to think. So this gets us back into identifying our feelings. So maybe tomorrow we'll start with, as you're taking notes, in the margins, put a little letter when you feel something. And then we come back, oh yeah, well I felt right here, I felt dopamine when she said this. Okay, we need to be able to identify how we feel. Why? Remember why? Why does it matter how we feel? You don't know? Yes, you do. Think about it. Why does it matter how we feel? Just think about it. Take a second. Don't let cortisol control you. It's a really obvious question. Why does it matter how we feel?
To help us understand.
I don't have the answer.
Okay. Why does it matter how we feel?
Because how we feel is how we behave.
Our feelings lead to our behavior. Now we're conditioned to do what? Say it doesn't matter how I feel. It's what I think. But the way our brains work, it starts with a feeling. Good presenters do what, Gary?
Good presenters
Make us
Feel.
feel good.
feel. They could make us, if they want us to feel bad, like sad, because they actually want us to do something. Good presenters make us feel. And our behavior really results from our feelings. That's the best way to get us to behave, is to get us to feel a certain way. And if you want to do an experiment and test this out, when you get out of jail, go where? On Sunday.
Church.
What church?
West Side.
Yeah, on the west side.
A Street.
Go up there, and there's 90 churches up there, and they're all designed to make you feel good about what?
Church.
Yourself.
About your fucked
It's
up
one
life.
life.
Yeah, that's what they're designed to do. That's what they're designed to do.
Yep.
And people go there because they want to feel good about their fucked up lives. Because what does it look like up there? Does it look like Summerlin?
Hell no.
No.
Look like the
Why
ghetto.
not? Why does it look like a ghetto? Doesn't matter what, it looks like a ghetto. It looks like a ghetto because the buildings, there's not a
They're
lot
just
of
old buildings.
grass and the buildings are not
It's the
good.
hood, like the project.
Okay, so do you think it's a coincidence that there's 90 churches there and there's like 9 in Summerlin?
No.
Is it a coincidence?
No.
Just so happened that way?
No.
Okay, why is it?
Because the churches can make more money off of the people that need to feel good.
Okay, because they are trying to make people feel good because it's about feelings, not about thinking. Okay, you only think after what? You feel something, or you say, I'm not going to feel something, I'm just going to think. But if you pause and think about it for a second, has anybody ever had a gut feeling?
I get them every day.
Okay, why do you think you get that?
They're very strong too.
Why do you think you get that?
Sixth sense.
Because, no, it's natural.
Mhm.
What's not natural is being conditioned to not feel, to just think. Okay, the oldest part of our brain doesn't have what? Language. The old part of our brains, like all other animals, they don't have language. Okay, so the oldest part of our brain, not the cerebral cortex, not the neocortex, the old part of our brain doesn't have language, because we didn't have language, all it has is what?
Thoughts.
It doesn't have thoughts, it has
Feelings.
feelings. Okay, it has feelings. And feelings are caused by what? Neurotransmitters. If you don't have neurotransmitters released in your brain, you don't feel anything. If you feel happy, it's because what? A neurotransmitter was released in your brain. Well, it could be any of these.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be any of those 4, the top 4. So good presenters know if they get you to feel something, they're going to start bonding with you. And if they bond with you and they tell you to do something, what are you going to do?
Do it.
You're going to do it. And you're going to convince
Right on.
yourself it was the right thing. So once again, like we said yesterday, how do you sell a Porsche? Ricky,
You throw them keys to them peoples.
and you grab them. And you say, all right.
I'll be like, are you sure?
Now, if you go to the Lamborghini, Finley Lamborghini, and you walk in, they're going to say, let me have proof that you can afford this.
Bank statements.
Okay, because no, we're not going to let you just drive the Lamborghini
What's up?
because you want to. Okay, we don't even really want you in the showroom. Okay, but on the west side, they want people to feel good because what do people want to do?
Change.
good.
Smoke crack.
They want to feel good. Okay, they probably don't want to.
Some people over there do want to change it and become better, though. They just don't have no way out the hood.
Okay, well, they don't know how to do it. They're not here, they're not in this class. And, you know, I don't advise people to go to jail so they can come here.
And they do put 90 churches over there to try to make it a better place, not necessarily just to, you know, raise more money and stuff like that. But money does come along with running the business, but they
Okay,
do
but
it because they
but
care
that's
about
not
people's
true.
lives over there.
No, that's not true, because what they would say is, go vote. They would have in the parking lot every Sunday, somebody saying, are you registered to vote? Please sign up to vote. We need you to vote because it only takes 1,000 votes and we're going to get our guy elected to city council. We're going to get our guy elected to the county board of supervisors. We're going to get our people elected. And our church alone could do it. Let's vote, everybody. They don't do that. Why do you think they don't do it?
So they're not really supposed to mix politics with.
Out in the parking lot, out on the
Just saying.
sidewalk, on public property.
But because maybe they don't know, too.
They know,
Maybe not.
they know. Because the people
They would have no
on
reason
the
to
other
vote.
side of town make them feel important and invite them to dinners and say, you're really doing a good job for your community.
I thought that their job was to mainly teach about, you know, Christ and religion over there, and possibly making the neighborhood a better place.
Yeah, well,
Oh, they do.
They do what?
Certain churches do that.
In certain, some certain churches over there, they do, but, you know,
Okay,
some
but
churches.
wait, you gotta say this. Is the place better? No.
No,
So they're not being effective.
they just
It's
go
not
to church
working.
for that little moment.
I
At
think,
that moment,
like, you know, when
Because
we talk about the West and these, you know, with the church, the building.
Yeah.
Not about, you know, their life is fucked up and their life is better. It's about the land, you know,
yeah, 'cause
the
on
government
east side,
allows
it's
over
not
here not
much
to have so much
different,
church.
The government?
I mean, like the housing authority, whatever, they allow.
Who's the housing authority?
I mean.
People.
Right.
You get
They
your people
allow
elected
churches
and they're
over here
gonna
and
have
they
their
don't allow.
interchangeable rules.
That's how life fucked up and their life is good.
Okay, they don't say to people in church, I know the only reason you're here is because your life is fucked up.
Right.
'Cause what's gonna happen, Ricky? Who's
I ain't
gonna be in
gonna come
church
back.
on- That's exactly
Ain't
right.
nobody gonna come back.
And I've been into one of these meetings with the council that runs the churches there, because we wanted people to come to the school. And what do you think they talk about?
Money.
Money. Gotta get people jobs, because if there's no jobs, there's no money,
And they try
In
to
the
get
basket.
you to go through college and all of that.
there's no money in the basket.
But I can say this,
I
I
gotta
grew
get
up
people
on the
into my
west side,
church to get money into the basket.
and I live on the east side right now, and the comparison is not much different. It don't really matter where you at, it's just the point of what they do in that community. You know, like you said, more churches on the west side, so all the people that go to that church, it really don't make no difference. It's not much churches on the east side as it is on the west, but the community they live in, by what they see and what they do every day, it don't make a difference. Like, you go to church, but that's something within you. It's what you feel. It's all in your essence. You can go to that church, but then as soon as you leave out, within the next 4 hours, you better do some more bad.
Okay, but wait a second, okay, so let's break that down. You go to church and you feel good. Why?
For that moment.
Why?
Because the pastor make you feel it.
Because you're having these neurotransmitters released.
Like that
because
song you sing
the pastor's
on.
a good presenter.
Cadillac Park, that's it.
How long do these neurotransmitters last?
Not too long.
How long?
Few hours,
No, how long?
1 hour.
60 to 90 seconds, unless you do what?
Press the replay button.
Yeah,
That's usually what people do at the
Yeah.
church. He was good.
so for an hour afterwards, they're remembering about things like church. The next day,
It's gone.
yeah.
I just think it was the next day.
Uh-huh.
I said, I didn't see people, it wasn't even the next day. You get out in the open, all.
You go back to reality.
Back to reality, traffic,
Okay.
traffic.
So we're conditioned to believe there's an invisible man in the sky, that when you're in this building, he is gonna bless us. That's what they say, right? But if you walk in there in the middle of the week, and nobody's in there but you, and you're blindfolded, you don't know where you are, do you think you're gonna feel anything?
No, you wouldn't even know you're in a church.
Yeah, so wait a second, If there's an invisible man in the sky who's in that church, would it matter if you're blindfolded?
No.
No. You would
Okay, but if
feel,
you are blindfolded and somebody brings you into the church, and you don't feel anything, what does that mean?
then it's just another building.
You got kidnapped.
What does that mean? That means it's in your head, okay? It's a belief that you have.
I believe a church can save lives. It might not be able to save every life that walks to that door, but it can help save lives.
It can help save lives because of what?
Neurotransmitters.
Because of what people believe. We're gonna talk about this
They
next
walk
week.
in there and they believe a certain thing.
Save my life.
Law of attraction.
No, it's not the law of attraction.
That's what those people believe.
Oh, well, okay. So let's get back to Amy, to Kelly McGonigal. So what did she say? What did she say about stress?
Yes, we are friends.
Stress makes you social.
Not stress. Stress doesn't make you social.
That's what she said in there. I wrote it down as soon as she said it.
She didn't say it's stress, she said oxytocin makes you social. Oxytocin makes you social.
Social intelligence can also be stressful.
Oxytocin is not stress.
She said oxytocin is a stress hormone to motivate you.
Oxytocin is a stress hormone.
That means it's
Oxytocin strengthens
that-
relationships. Oxytocin is help your blood vessels relax during stress.
Correct.
She also said the words right out of her mouth. Stress makes you social. She said it right in that. I wrote it when she said it.
Yes, you did.
I wrote it down when she said it. I was actually writing it down as she was
Well,
speaking.
We've got the transcript. Just look at exactly what she said, because this is word for word.
Yeah, no, she said.
That's what she said.
During stress, oxytocin helps the heart cells heal.
I'm broken.
So this is what you're talking about right here. Okay, but here's what oxytocin is a neurohormone for. It functions through social instincts. It primes you to do things that strengthen close relationships. Oxytocin makes you crave physical contact with your friends and family. It enhances your empathy. It even makes you more willing to help and support the people you care about. Some people even suggest that we should start oxytocin to become more compassionate and caring. But here's what most people don't understand about it. It's a stress hormone. Your pituitary gland pumps this stuff out as part of your stress response. It doesn't give you stress. It gets pumped out when you're under stress, but also this other stuff with physical contact. It's as much a part of the stress response as the adrenaline that makes your heart pound. When oxytocin is released in the stress response, so responding to stress, when it's released, it's motivating you to seek support. The biological stress response is nudging you to tell someone how you feel instead of bottling up. Your stress response wants to make you sure you notice when someone else is in your life struggling, blah, 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 okay? Your stress response wants you to be surrounded by people who care about you. Not your stress response makes you do that, okay? So oxytocin is a thing that counteracts the bad parts of stress, like how?
Oxytocin,
Yeah, I'll do the brain.
cortisol right there.
Okay, oxytocin does what to counteract stress?
Repairs
the heart.
Repairs the heart. Okay, what else?
Cells regenerate.
Keeps the blood vessels open, right? Remember that part? Keeps the blood vessels open. Okay. Now, if we're conditioned to believe stress is bad, is oxytocin going to be released naturally?
No.
No. If we say, I'm going to leave the moment and go in my mind to this beach with my kids, is oxytocin going to be released?
Yes.
No.
No.
Okay, now, it might be if I'm holding my kids. Let's
Right, 'cause it's
just forget the
physical.
kids and thing. I'm just on the beach. No, it's not. Because what I'm trying to do is reduce my heartbeat and reduce stuff going on, right? When I go to the beach, I'm just trying to step out of that situation. I'm trying to go to relaxation. But what's actually, how's our body designed to work? When you have stress, something's bothering you, so what are you supposed to do? What's it trying to get you to do?
Take away.
No, what's it trying to get you to do?
Oh, prepare.
Think about Simon Sinek. The circle of what?
Trust.
Safety, right? Circle of safety. It's trying to get us to bring the other people in and say, you know, I got a problem. Or there's something bad out there. There's danger out there. We need to fix this problem instead of keeping it bottled up.
So bring us together,
It tries to get us to do that. But if we say, well, I'm over on a beach mentally, am I now trying to get everybody else in?
Now
No.
you're isolated on a beach.
Yeah. Okay.
I see how that.
So if we go back to the caveman guy, and you have oxytocin released, which is good right in front of the bush,
Yes.
right? I'm under stress. What might I want to do the next time I have to go out and there's a bush out there?
Might take a moment, pause.
Well, I might want to bring somebody with me.
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
guy,
Yeah.
you see
Right.
anything
Good.
strange?
Huh? Hey, I barely got away from this lion in the bush, but if there were three of us, we could have killed that lion.
That's right.
Okay, we could have killed that one. So,
Where three of us can run and only, you can only catch one of us.
exactly. So now, okay, because time is racing, one of the most important things she said about stress is when you change your mind about stress, what's going to change?
The outcome.
When you change your mind about stress, what's going to change? So you should write this down. In other words, if you don't think of stress as your enemy, is it going to hurt you?
No.
What did those studies both show?
It showed that it had no effect in a negative.
So the people who thought stress would kill
They said
them actually killed them.
82,000 people who actually believe that stress is bad for you actually died.
When you change, so who was affected, Jamel, by stress?
The people who believe that it was bad for you.
Yeah, people who thought it was bad.
So could we apply the first law of power there?
How so?
That's power perceived as power.
Okay, so if you give stress power to kill you,
right, over us.
if you give stress power to hurt you, it's gonna what?
Hurt you.
Yeah, okay, so you could do that,
Can't stress out.
If
okay?
you change the way you think about stress, it changes the way your body reacts to it.
Correct.
All right.
John said you got the right citizen. Say thank you very much.
Okay, now check this out. What did Amy Cuddy say yesterday? What did Amy Cuddy say?
She said to go, she said the power pose. And so the way we hold ourselves would change.
Amy Cuddy said when you change your body, you're gonna change your mind.
Right.
All I need to do is this for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And what happens in my mind?
You think you're,
What happens before I think?
you feel like you
Releases what?
It would feel.
Releases what? When I do this, what gets released?
testosterone.
Testosterone gets released.
Testosterone and cortisol.
Just by doing, Amy Cuddy yesterday said, just by doing this, I'm gonna change, or just by changing my body, my mind is gonna change. Okay? Now, what did Kelly McGonigal say?
When you change the way you think.
If I change my mind, it's gonna change my body.
Right.
What's the common denominator? Meaning, what happened when I changed my mind about stress?
The outcome changes.
The outcome
Because of what? What caused the outcome to change? I changed my thinking of my beliefs.
Particular
I
activation.
changed this, instead of stress is bad, to stress is natural. It's my body responding to what's going on. What happens over here?
Changes your behavior.
It releases what? It
Neurotransmitters.
releases oxytocin. When I release oxytocin, what happens to my behavior?
It changes the outcome.
Correct. Versus stress is bad, right? Oh shit, I feel stress. Now I release what? Cortisol. Now what happens to my behavior?
You're not good.
Not good.
Win.
Something happens here, stress is good, I'm in a stressful situation, there's a building burning over there, there's a little baby inside. What's going to be released?
Cortisol.
Testosterone.
If I think stress is not bad.
Oh,
Somebody needs to run into that burning building to save the baby.
testosterone.
Oxytocin,
Oxytocin, right?
serotonin.
Adrenaline.
So how am I going to feel?
You feel proud.
I
You
gotta run into a
in there,
building.
You gotta go do it. You have
I'm
to.
going to feel what? What did she say?
Courage.
Courage.
That's
She said it's the feeling, when you have oxytocin, it's the feeling of courage.
courage. Oxytocin.
Okay, so do I need courage to run into a burning building?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Superman.
Now, let's say I think stress is bad. I gotta run into a building, oh shit, stress is bad. And now, this gets released, right? Is it likely that the outcome will be different?
Yes, sir.
When I run into a burning building and I get up the stairs, do I want to say, oh shit, which way do I go now?
No.
Why not?
Because.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I need my brain to be doing? I need a lot more stuff, because when you have high amounts of adrenaline going and you're stressed in a positive way, time seems to slow down. That's like how these pictures are, right? Everything seems to go in slow motion because your mind is operating faster. You have more strength, your brain is operating faster, so that makes everything else seem slower. Which would I rather have running into a burning building, where everything around me seems to slow down, or I'm frozen?
Everything else seems to
slow down.
Yeah. Okay, so that's her thing. When you change your mind, your body is going to change. And when you release oxytocin, what does it do to your heart?
Makes it pump more.
Well, your heart's already pumping. What's it going to do?
Make your heart race.
No, it doesn't make your heart race. The adrenaline makes your heart race. What's the oxytocin do? Somebody over here said it earlier. It does that, and it repairs your heart. It has things that attach to your heart, and it repairs your heart. So it's designed to do that. It's designed to overcome stress. Now, does anybody remember what Simon Sinek said about cortisol and oxytocin?
They work together.
What's the opposite? They don't work together.
Oh, no, they don't work together.
When you have cortisol, you can't release oxytocin. Remember when he said, our jobs are killing us? Remember that?
Yes.
When you go to work and you're afraid every day, drip, drip, drip. Our immune systems don't work. Drip, drip, drip.
It's the shield that matters, not the speed.
Okay. So here's the real ultimate takeaway between this and yesterday. So McGonigal says when you change your mind about stress, your body's response changes, your body's reaction changes. All you have to do is think of something or reach out and touch somebody, and you release oxytocin. But her main point was if you think of stress as natural, normal, it's not your enemy, then you're not going to release cortisol when you're under stress. So she said when you change your mind about stress, your body's response changes. And Amy Cuddy said what?
So when you change your
body.
You change your body, you change your mind. Okay, how else do we normally think we change our mind? What if I was in here on day one, if I said, okay, how do you change your mind? No, before that.
Day one.
Yeah. You say, well, somebody's got to teach me, I gotta think about it, I gotta do these things, I gotta read, I gotta learn, all kinds of thinking type stuff. What are we finding? In both of these, it comes down to feelings. Okay, so what are you doing, Ricky?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm singing.
Okay, we're not singing right now, especially if you're right next to the microphone on the camera.
Oh, my bad.
I know. Okay, so be focused on what's going on. Now, if you're doing that at work, what's going to happen? Not good. Not a good thing. So I know this isn't interesting to you. You kind of have to push through it because it's important. Because if you know how to release neurotransmitters in people's minds, what's going to happen?
Get them to do what you want.
Nope.
It's going to be good. Do you have to do it? Who do you want to do this with?
People in the business world.
Okay. Your boss,
Everywhere.
your customers, who?
Everybody.
Your boss, your customers, like he said, everybody in the world, really.
The
Anybody
better
can
you
come
are
across it.
at this, so this could apply to you. When you change someone else's mind about something, you change their body's reaction. If you make people feel something, if you can change their mind, make them feel something, you're going to change their body's reaction. Or, as Amy Cuddy said, if you can change their body, hey, let's go work out, right? What's going to happen? It's going to be released. Endorphins, right? And they're going to feel better, and we have the opportunity to bond. Okay. Let's see, anything else about Kelly McGonigal that we missed? Anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to ask a question on, on the first question, was she a good presenter?
Okay.
Would validated be a feeling?
Is it a feeling?
Yeah.
What's the feeling of validated? Think about Simon Sinek.
Okay.
What's validated like?
Oh, that would be a bonding?
No. How about task accomplished?
Okay.
Here's this belief I have. That's right. Boom. My belief is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
What is that?
That's dopamine.
Dopamine. Okay. Or aha, I got it. I now understand. You have an aha moment. It could be dopamine. Check. I just checked that task. I didn't understand it. Check. Now I understand.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, she hooked the audience right off the bat with
How?
the feeling of cortisol right off the bat. She said, how many people feel stressed? And then they all started. So she immediately hooked them. The hook was from that.
Okay. Now, what did Amy Cuddy do?
Oh, shoot.
So I have a 2-minute low-tech life hack.
Oh, yeah, she did the same.
But before I share it with you, I want you to do what?
Assess yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she did what? I see you, right?
Yeah.
Remember seeing that?
Yeah, the guy, he picked himself up.
And what did everybody do?
Laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody in here, didn't I hear somebody say, why is everybody laughing?
I heard that.
Okay.
And she started talking about that.
Yeah, but people were laughing, right?
Yeah.
Because what was she doing? She
He
was
put it
using irony.
in a joking manner.
Yeah, she was using irony.
Yeah.
The people who died from stress were only the people who thought stress was bad. Nobody who was afraid of stress died. Nobody who thought stress wasn't bad died. It was just the people.
It was a real question though, when we talked. I was laughing too. I was trying to figure out why I was laughing.
Okay, so that's called what?
It's a what?
Phenomenology. You're sitting there saying, huh, why am I laughing? Okay, so you stepped outside of yourself and you looked at yourself and said, why am I laughing? It's about death. Okay, so what else about Amy or Kelly McGonigal? Anything else? Anything?
Sure, interesting information, but I think I think everybody pay close attention to it because of physical attraction too, and then they start listening to it.
Okay.
Then they start listening to it.
So
Don't you get
again,
that every
See,
time?
look,
the video?
and he admits. I'm glad you admit.
no, but well, it's a true thing, and that comes back to the law of power. Power perceived is power achieved.
Before
Because what do we think?
she even said anything.
What do we think of people who are good looking?
All right.
They have power.
Well,
smash.
genetically, what do we think? What do we think about people who are good looking genetically?
Well, there's
They're good,
They take care of themselves.
Yeah, well, that they genetically, these people came out pretty good,
Oh, okay, yeah.
right?
Well, what?
Somebody who's
Interesting.
got 3 teeth and 1 eye in the middle of their forehead, we think of as what? Something went wrong with their genetic code. They're not really, this is not really the image of God, right?
Is you from the Goonies?
What?
Yes.
You said you see somebody with 3 teeth and when they are between their heads, is you from the Goonies?
I thought that was Shrek.
Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, Monsters Inc., right? So people who are good looking ultimately comes back to the first law of power. Power perceived is power achieved. If you look like genetically you're superior, what might you be? Superior.
Mm-hmm.
You might be mentally superior.
People will pay more attention too. Like, before she even said anything, if she was to walk out on stage first, the first thing people are gonna do is say, oh, look at this.
Yeah,
Then they're
well-
gonna be curious, well, what does she have to say?
Stefan was probably thinking the same thing he thought when Carrie Green,
Mhm.
right? Weren't you thinking, how can I have a date with her? I would go up on stage because I would want to figure out how to
Absolutely,
date her.
Right. I remember
Absolutely.
that, Yes.
The
Absolutely.
question is, why do I remember?
I know. 'Cause I said that. You didn't say that.
Oh, no. That was a good one.
As she was speaking, I started thinking about things in the workplace and in life in general about stressful situations like hitting that game scoring deal, or I've seen mountains moved under stressful situations at work, where my father or others, or even myself, were under stress and had to perform and get it done. And so there it was a positive, it was a very
Stress
positive
in
thing.
itself is not bad.
Right,
It's how you react to stress.
right.
But how you react to stress is based upon what?
Beliefs.
Your belief about stress.
That's right.
If you think stress is bad, it's gonna get through there, oh, that's stress is bad, cortisol. If you think stress is good, we gotta get this fucking thing done. Like, there's a lot of people that say, well, I'm gonna wait till the last minute, because if I wait till the last minute, I'm gonna get this fucker done. If I've got 2 weeks to do it, I've got plenty of time. I'm not gonna do a good job, but if I have to just focus and get it done, I'm gonna get it done. Okay? The Japanese in World War II, when they're losing, the scientists, if this is the lab, they would be sleeping in the lab. Because they said, we don't have the luxury of going home tonight. The whole fate of our country. Okay, so you brought up what Simon Sinek said about the Spartans, right?
Yeah.
Which was what?
It's about the shield and the spirit.
So Spartan kids were taught, he didn't actually quote it right. He said what? About your shield. So
About bringing your shield
Yeah.
home.
You come back with your shield, or you come back on
On
your
your
shield.
shield.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't get the on your shield.
okay, so what does that mean, on your shield?
Carrying it.
They're carrying your dead body, or your
Oh.
injured body back.
Mhm.
On the other
I
hand, if
didn't
you come
understand.
back without your shield, what does that mean?
If you come back without your share, you're not guarded.
You're
What?
lost.
You're not guarded.
You didn't lose it. These were big, heavy shields.
You left yourself
lose the
open
shield.
and your comrades.
But
You
You're not-
threw your shield down and you ran.
You're not guarded, yeah, you're not.
That's what it
protected.
meant.
Uh,
If you don't come back with your shield, that means you left it on the battlefield and you ran.
Mm.
So you come back with your shield, or you come back on your shield. Anybody that comes back here without their shield, we're gonna think they were what? Cowards.
AWOLers.
That's how it was for them. And it wasn't, I mean, it was my shield. I hold my shield like this, it covers me, and it covers half of you, and our spears are sticking out this far.
Yeah.
And as long as my shield covers half of you, what's not gonna happen?
Not gonna
He's
get
not
hit.
gonna get attacked.
Not gonna get hit.
Nobody's gonna get through us. Right? We're all gonna be marching this way, and the guy behind me is pushing me forward. His shield is on my back, pushing me, and what's on his back?
Another shield.
Yeah, we might have 10 guys deep. As long as my shield is covering you, nobody's getting through. But what happens if somebody gets through?
I mean, you let
Then,
guard.
yeah, defenses are down.
Huh?
Well, if somebody.
Somebody
Defenses
goes
are
through,
down.
and they stab you in the foot, and you go, and then what happens to the guy behind you?
He gets smoked,
He falls down,
I'm finna say.
everybody falls down, and then they just start running over the top of you.
Domino.
And once they get behind you, now what?
Yeah.
Everybody's like this, except there's a hole, and now there's 50 guys behind you. Now what do we do?
You're exposed.
Now what? Do we turn around?
I'll get it.
Because what if we turn
9 times out
around?
of 10, you're gonna be defeated.
Stab in the back.
That's why the shield is the way it is. Because we only have strength because my shield covers half of you, and I don't drop my shield, because if I do, people die. We lose. And that was the whole thing. That was the hoplites.
That was the
He
theory.
said the phalanx, but it was the
The theory.
hoplites.
That was the theory guy right there. I'm just playing.
No, it was the reality.
No, that
That was their belief that actually
that
happened.
was my favorite scene in the movie, when the false prophet comes in and tells them all they should surrender. And he just kicks them and he goes,
Oh,
"We are Sparta."
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
goes backwards into the abyss.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the whole movie, is that right there.
that's the best part?
There's a lot of good parts in that. There's about 20 good parts in that.
Okay, so
movie.
you want to make the call, please? And somebody else pick up the books?
I like the whole movie, even the talking. I said, I like the whole movie, even the talking.
I didn't even watch that
You can still
movie.
do your thing.
Can I do my memory verse?
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Especially.
I got one too.
When you got that.
No.
this-
Well,
Like,
tomorrow.
this is the
Okay.
last on the self-portrait floor.
Phone.
Sorry, we're all done for today.
The purple cow.
Yes.
I never
Thank you
saw a
very
purple
much.
cow.
Goodbye.
I never hope to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see them be one.